Sandieti is currently running as a tree topper, but he's already a champion, so we don't really... He's not going to be able to win the night. He's just in here to have some fun, play some games. He's up against nicktiret. nicktiret played with us yesterday. And looks like we're going to start with the Ramp Druid against an oil-based rogue.
So, it's a pretty standard matchup you see on ladder.
Yeah, pretty common. The Ramp Druid is pretty insane, and the Oil Rogue is one of those tricky classes. And if Sandieti is able to get a nice Wild Growth or an Innervate, that's how Druids kind of get the advantage in every matchup, but not able to get it.
Yeah, Wrath doesn't really do much in this matchup either.
Yeah, Wrath is...
Shade's there.
Yeah, Shade. Oh, he top decks the Wild Growth. Wow, alright.
So that is just pure skill.
Yeah. Top decking like a Reckon, and then... So Sandieti is obviously favored now that he got the Wild Growth. It was looking kind of bleak for him, but... Nick's able to... start off with the weapon, pretty standard. He realizes he has no turn 3 play. So just gonna weapon attack. Now, does he get to develop anything? Ooh, okay, so he could... He cannot get the SI7 agent out just yet. Unless he wants to coin it out and attack the face, but...
I'd rather save the coin for Violet Teacher.
Do you think Violet Teacher just right now, considering...
Or, not right now, but I mean as a token.
Yeah, okay, as a token. So just weapon attack, hero power it up again. And then save Violet Teacher for next turn.
The thing about this matchup is that Oil Rogue has way too many complicated options, and when you're playing Ramp, it's just like, okay, I do this, I play this. I have this, I play this.
That's a
really
good point.
Straightforward.
The Rogue kind of has to play like this board control type thing, and then like try to commit as much resources as to the board as possible, and then have these huge combo turns. So, and then the Druid just kind of just plays what it can. Now, will we... Okay, so he probably wants to kill this guy, so it looks like we're going to see Keeper of the Grove to maybe silence it.
Yeah.
And then...
Or you could do 2 damage and then run your Shade into it, but I prefer not to do that.
Yeah. Looks like backstab.
So we're going to see a lot of tokens?
Well, it's
no,
silence.
we're not. Never mind.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
So SI7 agent able to come down. Another Wild Growth. So, do you think this Wild Growth is safe for turn 10? Probably not best used now, considering it doesn't have any good minions to play with it.
The only reason you would want to use it is if you would top deck like a Ragnaros or something for turn 8 mana turn.
Yeah.
But that's kind of too much.
Yeah. Okay, so Dr. Boom comes into hand. He probably Sludge Belcher here, or maybe he's just going to sacrifice his whole board and Sylvanas. Okay, yep. He goes for that.
Let it be safe.
Yeah, and then starting with the card draw.
Makes a stronger backstab, that's good.
Yeah. No, okay, so, wow, Sandieti has a Black Knight, and usually sometimes you don't have any targets for Black Knight, but nicktiret is running a Sludge Belcher. So swipe on Azure Drake, just clear it out. Spell power is kind of dangerous, and...
Lothup's coming down?
Yeah.
I would have rather saved that for the possible combo if he's in a sticky situation.
Okay.
That's really the biggest threat you have against a Ramp, or you have as a Ramp Druid.
Well, okay, so if he didn't throw down the Lothub, do you think he would have just had a dry turn? Or maybe he would have just thrown down the Sludge Belcher?
Most likely the Sludge Belcher, because, well, I don't know. How do you deal with the Shades?
Yeah. Now, a Phantom Knives would be great here, but...
Actually, Blood Mage Thanos into Blade Flurry would have taken out both Shades.
Yeah, that's true. He only needs
so
the 2 damage.
Yeah, and now he has another Shade just growing. He's gonna Wrath for 1, draw a card. BGH then.
Yeah, so looks like he's trying to get rid of the Boombots before he BGHs. Seeing what his Shade can absorb. And it does kill the Shade. That's good for Nick. Nick needed that Shade to be dead. Yeah, now he has a big game hunter, which shouldn't be too bad. He has backstab to get rid of it. So is this a sprint turn with the backstab? He might.
Yeah, I think it's the safest play because the other guy is boardless right now.
Okay. He's gonna go up to almost like he's gonna go up to 9 cards. It looks like if he does that. So still safe.
Sludge Belcher also works though.
And then maybe. Okay, so just weapon up.
Yeah, so you Sludge Belcher and then hope you draw Preparation next turn.
Okay. Get a nice 4 mana sprint. Black Knight able to take care of what on board.
And then Pilot Shredder. Yep.
Yeah. We could do Azure Drake and then Abyss the Black Knight. And then as far as the Shredder, you could probably Deadly Poison up. See what
And then you have
comes
the
out.
sprint combo for the turn after.
Oh, okay, so it's just gonna Blade Flurry this down, and then maybe throw his Flesh Belcher token in. Alright, nice. Direwolf Alpha, not too big of a deal. Maybe on the lower end of Shredder drops, considering you need minions to go with it and make it powerful, but Stan, not that lucky.
Azure Drake, he's probably searching for something, or he's just trying to get more cards into his hand. Pilot Shredder.
So he wants to get rid of the Azure Drake before it gets oiled up, so he charges out his Druid. Now, Nick's probably going to go for the prep sprint like Nato said.
You could also Blood Mage and then Thanonize into Eviscerate. But that's a lot of resources.
Yeah. And then maybe we're probably going to see Dr. Boom and Stan's deck, so probably not the best to throw it on naked BGH. So he just keeps that. Stan's going to go for the card draw. Oh, Ragnos. Okay.
So there's your BGH target.
Yeah. And we haven't seen any combo parts from Stan the Yeti just yet, and we're well into halfway into the deck.
Maybe he doesn't. Well, it's kind of weird for you not to run the combo.
Yeah, it is.
As a druid, so.
If he's running anything, I'm going to guess that he's just one card of each. So
yeah, that's probably most likely.
Down. So probably starting with the prep sprint, see what he gets, and then going into the BGH.
Pay attention, class.
Okay,
oh,
nice.
actually, you could do all that.
Yeah.
Wait, no, can you? For.
I am ready to learn.
Oh, he's just gonna Sharp Sword Oil and then BGH. So it looks like he's not gonna sprint at all this turn.
To learn.
Okay, so he wants to use 7 mana for it instead of 4. Well, this way he has a board, and if he doesn't have an answer, Stan's definitely going to be in trouble here.
Yeah. Oh, do you think it's... Okay, so if he doesn't heal bot, is he pretty much dead? Okay, so we have 12 on
10.
the board, plus the 4... So he's 3 off lethal, right? The weapon is at 4.
Well, I wouldn't doubt him using sprint and getting a deadly poison. Like, for sure, that's most likely what's going to happen.
Yeah, 4 cards, he could definitely get whatever he needs. So he's currently 3 off lethal, but it would be pretty close. So, alright, yeah, this is going to be interesting. Okay, so he doesn't get it quite yet.
10.
I'm ready to learn.
Isn't that lethal right there? Because what he has on board plus the 2 damage from SI7 agent.
I read it as 1 damage off lethal. The SI7 agent will put him down to...
Well played.
Oh, okay. Yeah, nice. Nice, he got it. So, Nick is able to win with 10 life. This is game 2 against these two guys. We got Stan the Yeti versus nicktiret. Like we said before, Stan the Yeti is a current champion, so he doesn't really need to win here. He's just in here having fun, giving us some content to watch. nicktiret is the challenger, and hopefully nicktiret can get a nice win streak going tonight. And we have Nato joining us on stream. Nato is also a current champion.
Hello.
Yeah, and as far as this game, it looks like we have... This is not a...
Range.
Yeah, this is a mid-range. We saw the Savannah High main. It got mulliganed away, so this is not a face hunter, even though it kind of looks like one right now. nicktiret is running a... Okay, so it looks like a hand warlock.
Ooh, this is gonna be a really interesting matchup. Oh, he even got the Molten, so putting a lot of pressure on the warlock won't do much good for the hunter. No.
Yeah, so he's probably going to feel comfortable tapping here. He's probably going to throw out a Mortal Coil just to get the extra card draw. And we'll probably see a Mountain Giant. Sometimes Mountain Giants are almost considered a dead card against hunters, just considering you have to spend a lot of resources to clear their board, but we'll probably be able to see it come out.
Turn 4, yeah.
And
Or
Yeti gets
Twilights.
Do you think the Scavenging Hyena will... I think he could play the Scavenging Hyena with the Unleash of the Hounds, at least to get it buffed a little bit. And that'll
Yeah,
be...
but to use Unleash the Hounds, you kind of need at least 3 minions on the other side of the field, which is
Yeah.
going to be tough to wait for. Well, it does happen with 2 Molten Giants and then a Sun Fairy or something, but even then, it's too much of a big minion to take out with. Yeah, turn 4, Mountain Giant.
Okay.
Freezing Trap helps.
Yeah, Freezing Trap, and then... So generally, Hand Warlocks have a huge time against... huge problem against defeating Hunters, considering they run, Hunter's Mark. But I don't know if we'll see this. Hunter's Mark is kind of one of those cards where it's like, you 50-50 where you have it or you don't. It's not a standard card anymore.
Yeah. Well, it's mid-range, so I kind of would lean towards him having it. But I'm not entirely sure how Stan plays his deck since he likes to go original a lot, apparently.
Yeah. Houndmaster's gonna come out to... Okay, so he tried to want to get a ping there, but... Looks like he's gonna go for another ping. Trading in the Haunted Creeper, but does he trade in his Knife Juggler? So if he doesn't trade in the Knife Juggler, that means that whatever kills the Haunted Creeper will allow the Juggler to do 2 more juggles. And he just trades it in, so... Okay. He doesn't want to get the extra juggle value, but not a big deal.
Ooh, that's going to be a strong Hellfire. And you can even play your Molten Giant afterwards.
Yeah.
Too bad he couldn't proc the Death Rattle, though.
Well, that's gonna... Okay.
Oh, he has...
Yeah, I was gonna say, if he did trade in his Mountain, that would almost just kill his own Mountain Giant if he Hellfired, but now he's able to keep it alive. And develop a Molten as well. And he does have Taunt Giver, so... And he does have the second Molten, and a Twilight Drake, so he has a lot of options next turn. If we see a juggle to face, he can almost pretty much do all of that. He'll be 1 mana off of doing Twilight Drake, plus the Argus, plus the Molten. And the juggle goes to face. Perfect, so nice free Moltens.
That is not a good thing for Stan at all.
Yeah. So with this extra 3 mana, do you just pass?
Yeah, I wouldn't want to... Well, you don't really need to tap. You have everything you need on board. You have whatever you need in hand.
And yet,
Hunter's just crying.
Well, if you do throw down this minion, that does leave Unleash the Hounds a little bit bigger, so maybe that was a little bit of a mistake. And considering the Knife Juggler is going to do a lot of work with this Unleash the Hounds.
Well, I actually like to slam down just in case he has Hunter's Mark or something.
Oh, and
And is
just
able
a little,
to take out everything.
Yeah,
so it
just
just
a
gives
little
that
extra
extra
buffer.
taunt.
Nice, okay, so... Did
So
you...
the play here would have been to get all the knives into his face, and then hope you draw not Hunter's Mark command, kill command, and then, well, that didn't happen, so.
Yeah.
It's gonna be some really awkward trading.
Well, looks like
Oh
he-
wait, the alpha helps a lot too.
Yeah, it does.
He didn't play the Scavenging Hyena though.
He could have gotten it up pretty big. he was running low on slots on the board, but he could have played it before trading in one more doggy, but now he doesn't play it at all, and he's going to trade all his doggies. The hyena could have gotten up to, what would it have been, like a 10-5 or something? It would have been huge. 10-6?
I think he wanted to hero power here, so next turn he could use hyena as a kill command activator.
Okay.
But
So he's praying that he gets the top deck.
yeah, but the other guy runs a anti-kill bot, so
Okay.
pretty much GG, I think.
And he has a Siphon Soul just for the extra healing and denying any minion that does come down. Probably going to be a Dr. Boom, to be honest. Oh, okay. So if
Does
he
that
doesn't,
help?
if he doesn't get a Misha, looks like he's just dead.
Yep.
And nicktiret killing Stan the Yeti. Cool. All right, nice. So nicktiret is able to defeat Stan the Yeti, and nicktiret will go with a one win streak. nicktiret is facing against King Sochi, and we have Nato on stream. Nato might be AFK. Let's check if he's there.
Oh, yo.
Cool. Sweet. So we have, looks like a Freeze Mage against King Sochi's, wait for it.
Freeze Mage versus Mech Mage or another Freeze Mage?
Oh, looks like it's Mech Mage. Alright. So I think this
So-
is favored in Freeze Mage, right?
Yeah, no, definitely. Freeze Mage is going to be really well. Novice Engineer. That's interesting. It's
Yeah.
kind of old school.
Yeah, it works with the card draw. So, yeah, it's quite interesting, but... So, okay, so Freeze Mage generally wins against any class that really needs heavy board position, or like a lot of minions, considering they have a lot of AoE and they'll be able to take a lot of the stuff off. So, nicktiret is probably trying to play this really slow, bait out a lot of nice flame strikes, a lot of nice doomsdayers.
He runs Harvest Golems in his Mech Mage. That's also
Yeah, that's also
another
interesting.
different thing that they do.
So what do you think you replaced that with? Now, does he... Okay, so he probably didn't replace anything...
The Spider Tanks?
Yeah, that's similar draw. So he's going with a little bit less offensive minion, a little bit more sticky.
Which isn't wrong, but... Well, I guess it works against Freeze Mage since he's gonna be destroying a
Yeah.
bunch of other stuff, so...
So the Freeze Mage will... Freeze Mage will have a little bit trouble removing the Harvest Golems, but once both of them are out of...
Blood Mage is coming down already?
Oh wow, yeah, he's gonna... I guess use it as bait, but it's just gonna die to a hero power, probably. And King Sochi is able to develop the second Harvest Golem as he pings down the Thalnos.
Or he's gonna Mech Mage into Piloted Cheddar.
Oh yeah, that'd be nice too.
Depending. And trade the 3-1 for the 1-1?
So, maybe nicktiret, in playing the Thalnos, he realized that he didn't have, I guess maybe enough card draw, so he just kind of wanted to save his life a little bit by using the Frostbolt and the Thalnos to kill off that dude, but it's still alive, so he's able to get some work done. Looks like he's going to go with the Doomsdayer combo right here. And that's just all the time. He's going to freeze 3 minions, so, and deny whatever comes out of King Sochi's.
Yeah, it slows down the game, which is what the Freeze Mage really wants.
Yeah, and so in my experience, I've played this deck a little bit. Generally, some people think that the Freeze or the Doomsdayer combos have to be like huge combos, but sometimes just getting 2 or 3 minions caught in it will really favor the game in your favor, considering that it kind of shuts down 2 turns from the opponent. So this is a nice... It almost seems lackluster, considering he only got 3 minions and 1 was pulled back to the hand, but...
The other good thing about Doomsayer is that you kind of make it awkward for their turn because they can't really play anything.
Yeah,
So
and
he had... There goes 5 mana.
and he didn't even hero power, so he's kind of on tilt. He didn't even hero power the face. So,
He's probably panicking, knows that this matchup is completely unfavorable for him.
yeah. So Freeze Mage has been around for a while, and you would almost have to compare it to like going up against a Zoo Warlock. Zoo Warlocks had a really hard time dealing with them. So that's probably what we're going to see here, is kind of how the Freeze Mage kind of dominated minion-based classes. And we're going into turn 7 and he's still at 25 life.
So that's really good.
Yeah, he's got tons of cards in his hand. Now, as far as this turn, I don't know. He doesn't really have too much.
I kind of think you just Hero Power pass here. Or you could Frost Nova, but I wouldn't want to use a Doomsayer just yet.
Yeah. I guess
So.
I guess you could take the extra 4 damage to face.
Be brave, take the damage, wait till he pulls out a lot of things.
Do you think that he'll Hero Power the Shredder just to set up a Blizzard, or?
What to do?
Yeah, I think so. That's the best play. Because there's really no reason to attack his face, or Hero Powers his face if you're going to Alexstrasza.
Yeah.
But he decides to throw away a Lance.
And Lance is considered the burst card in this deck, considering it's 4 damage for
Yeah.
1 mana, so that's kind of
Really
sad.
disagreeing with this plays.
Something needs tinkering?
There's really no point in pinging his face if you're going to Alexstrasza his face.
Yeah. He might be wanting to do the Alexstrasza defensively, so that's maybe what his thought process is in that. But I don't. At this point, I don't feel that you really need to go for the defensive Alexstrasza, considering you're still at 25 life.
Yeah. Maybe he's not running Ice Bears at all, and maybe that's why he's
Oh, yeah,
saving it
that's-
to be
That's a good point.
defensive, but not running any Ice Barriers would be kind of not the greatest thing.
Yeah.
Well, maybe he took out the Ice Barriers for Novice Engineers so he can get a lot more draw in the deck, and is running also Loot Hoarders.
Okay.
But then again, I'm just confused if he's doing that, because it makes the deck a little clunky.
Yeah. So the second combo comes down. King Sochi remembers the Hero Power this turn. And that's a interesting card to get. He gets a Fairy Dragon. So that's almost good, that's almost bad. It will die to a Blizzard, but yeah, it can't be targeted by the ping, so... Decent
I
draw.
think you just Alexstrasza this turn.
Yeah, there's not too much threat on the board, and the secret, he did develop an Ice Block. So he has an Ice Block up.
Funny thing, he could have actually won next turn, I think, with the Fireball, Ice Lance, but what is that? No, he would need to draw the Frostbolt.
Yeah, and
Did that work?
he used 1, so he only has 1 left in the deck. So it would have been a close, and yet King Sochi has no answer. Usually when you see an Alexstrasza go down, the opponent has an answer, considering that's like the only minion that the Freeze Mage actually plays, but...
Oh, he can just Death Threat. No, never mind. Now he can't Death Threat. Not Death Threat, I mean Pyroblast. Because he could have attacked his face with Alexstrasza and then just Pyroblast and win, but now that the taunt's on the field, it's kind of...
Yeah, and that was a
Off.
super lucky, because he got that from the Unstable Portal.
I would prefer Flame Strike here, actually.
Yeah, well... Flame Strike wouldn't allow him to Fireball, so... But yeah, that would have kept his Alexstrasza alive, so that would
Yeah.
have been lethal regardless. So Flame Strike probably would have been a little bit more efficient. But it should be alright, he should be able to just win next turn with the Pyroblast. And like we said before, this matchup is heavily favored in the Freeze Mage, so those little mistakes shouldn't be a big deal. And
Yeah.
there we go, with 18 life. Game number 2 coming up in this best of 3, we got King Sochi against our current tree topper, nicktiret. nicktiret is holding a 2-win streak.
You asked for it.
And so we got, looks like a Zoo Warlock against, would this be another Freeze Mage? Just we didn't see those cards in previously, right?
And Freeze Mage for like that board clear. Turn 4 board clear where you ping your own guy.
Yeah.
Cone of Cold you don't run it in any other deck, I think.
Okay.
Other than Freeze Mage.
Well, okay, so do you think, now I'm thinking that this might be a Fatigue Mage, to be honest. Would you run
Oh,
Cone of
right,
Cold
that's an
in a
option.
Fatigue Mage?
I actually don't have much experience with Fatigue Mage, so
Okay,
it
so
could be.
this will be a learning experience for both of us. Right now, let's just say it's a Fatigue Mage, just to have a little bit more fun. And, okay, so the Novice Engineer kind of tips us off that that's not going to be the case. You generally don't want to draw too much in a fatigue mage, but we'll see.
Yeah, so he's probably just sticking to his what worked last game. So
Yeah.
running the zoo, I like that. It's old school.
Yeah, and did you see the Reddit post about the Chinese guy that was able to get I think he got like rank 2 legend in NA with the Zoo Warlock. It was on Reddit a few days ago. Did you see that?
Oh, I had it.
Okay,
I should
so
probably check that out later.
yeah, it looks like Zoo is coming back a little bit from the Asian influence. So we'll see if this is kind of a spin-off that. I didn't see the exact deck list, so we'll assume that it's pretty similar to that. Ooh, Evelyn Archer, okay.
At least you can ping the 1/1 now.
Yeah, and that's going to
Freeze
allow the
mage
loot
counter.
order to do a lot of work here.
Leper no.
So, this Acolyte's Pain is probably going to die to an abusive sergeant, so the Leper Gnome has done a lot of damage.
That's
Yeah.
one scary leper no.
Now, we do have to remind ourselves that the Freeze Mage is heavily favored in this matchup. If that's what he's running, it looks like this is a Freeze Mage, so this Warlock has to do pretty good work here early, and then try to hold off Valak when it does come down, but so far he's doing pretty good. Now he trades that a little bit differently than I would have. I probably would have done the abusive sergeant onto the girl, but
Elven Archer. Yeah.
yeah, but it works both ways.
Because that way, well, would have ended either way. He's gonna get pinged and frostbolted, so.
Yeah. So not too big of a deal. A little bit differently, but 24 life going into turn 5 is pretty solid, I'd say.
So he's playing Knife Juggler because he thinks he's safe since he just saw Frostbolt. But little does he know.
It looks
had
like he's
both
just
of them.
gonna ping. He's not gonna frostbolt it right away, so he's just gonna. Well, maybe he feels like he's forced to save the frostbolt just to proc the ice lances, and he doesn't want to use 2 of them.
That's also true.
So he might just be setting up a Kona Cold turn right here. So if King Sochi throws down a couple 1/1 minions, the Kona Cold will pretty much be the ultimate answer to that.
Ice Barrier gets procced. Tapping late into the turn.
Yeah, and that's rather interesting. He gets a Nerubian Egg, which will be nice against this Freeze Mage, considering its AoE protection. And the Kona Cold isn't even necessary to play right here. If he would have played 3, he probably would have played it, but only 2 minions come down, so he feels comfortable developing a nice solid board.
Confused why he didn't play the Nerubian Egg last turn.
Yeah,
If he had the 2 mana.
that's what I was thinking too, but he just kind of... Maybe he's trying to save it. He's not trying to commit too much on board because he knows that this is going to be an AoE based clear for the mage.
That's true.
Silence, not too many good silence targets, so instead of silencing the Harvest, or Mad Scientist, he goes with Thalnos. Kind of valuing the card draw over the secret potential.
Well, he draws Ice Block anyways, and that was like the biggest threat you could have gotten from Mad Scientist, so.
Yeah, well, I mean, the Mad Scientist will get an Ice Barrier now, right? He should be running 2 of them.
Yeah, that's true too. So, it's just not gonna go down well for the zoo.
Yeah. Now, playing that, looks like he does not want to save the egg for AoE protection.
Yeah, he's
Oh,
going with the Doom card already.
and that was some good discards from the Doom Guard. He discarded 2 1/1 crappy minions, so and he kept his second Doom Guard, so that was safe.
Flame up and abuse the sergeant.
Yeah. And this Doomsdayer will do some serious work. That's gonna... Or maybe, do you think King Sochi throws down the Doom Guard anyway just to get the 5 damage? Or does he maybe throw down some Death Rattles just to get the minions for next turn?
It's kind of... I don't know, actually.
I personally would probably just throw down the Death Rattles and
Yeah.
keep the Doom Guard. And that's kind of what he does. He does kind of a halfway turn. So he gets some spiders out.
Alex Strasso comes in. Transit goes
Alexstrasza
out.
only does 4 damage, considering King Sochi has been life tapping and throwing down the imps to damage himself, but still a huge threat for the King Sochi to deal with.
Yeah, there's no clear way to take it out either.
And even in a Warlock, usually big threats like this might be like a Power Overwhelming combo to take it out, but he doesn't.
Or Siphon Soul, if you're handlocked, I guess.
Yeah, I don't. Okay, wow, alright, he gets the Power Overwhelming, but that's gonna only juice up your spiders up to 5. Maybe he Power Overwhelmings his Doomguard to kill it.
Nope, he's gonna go for the spider. He's scared of discarding his own Doomguard, I guess.
Yeah, it would be kind of risky. Alright, wow.
Why did he not use his 3 mana to summon the Harvest Golem?
Yeah, that's a good point.
I'm just saying, this guy had a
Alright,
chance to
let's
throw
take a look
down
at that.
an egg.
So Doomguard did discard the Harvest Golem. He had 3 mana right there, so yeah.
Zulog is making a lot of misplays here.
Alright, so Ice Lance is going to put him down to 2. And, alright, so, alright. Lethal from the hero power next turn,
Oh.
and the Flame Imp
Honorable
is...
Sudoku?
Yeah, the Flame Imp is the ultimate draw for this Warlock at this point, so...
So the play here, or the options are, do you hero power and kill yourself, or do you flame it and kill yourself?
I guess... Okay, so he's going to go for the overkill by 2 rather than overkill by 1, and we'll...
Okay.
Yeah, and that is nicktiret's second win, so King Sochi is going to have to come back tomorrow. This is the next contender. Tansoko is going to go up against nicktiret. I assume that Tansoko is a Japanese player. We have several of them in this tournament, considering we run so late in the day. And we need to
Or so early in the day for them.
Yeah, well, it's actually like 6 in the afternoon, so, okay, let me...
Oh,
We need
there
the-
you go then. Well, this guy's legend.
Most of the Japanese players are. We have a guy face. Okay, we got him. Give us 1 sec. We have to exit spectator mode to reset this. Yep, we got it.
Blizzard, please. So what's the win streak right now for
The win streak right now is 2 with a current health of 59. Now Tansoku looks like he's running a control warrior against a shaman. So isn't this matchup kind of 50-50? It's pretty even, right?
It is, but I'm kind of leaning towards the control warrior winning this.
Okay.
Or actually, the Earthshock can be very valuable here.
Yeah.
Deny, or you can give him the card, I guess.
Yeah.
Because I don't really know where else you would see it down the Earthshock other than like a Sludge Belcher or another Acolyte of Pain.
Okay. So why do you think the shaman's favored?
Well, not that it's. Well, initially I thought the control warrior was going to be favored, but I just suddenly realized that the shaman does have a lot of counter cards like Earthshock.
Okay. And then if we see a Harrison Jones, that's also going to be a nice swing turn. So sometimes they run that, but we'll see if he runs it. So far the shaman's off to kind of a slow start. He could probably Feral Spirits here. And then Tansoku's going to be able to answer, maybe with just armor up and a weapon.
Yeah. And then next turn you can Mana Tide Totem.
Yeah. And the Mana Tide Totems... Maybe he'll get 2 draws. We'll see if he can get 2. Probably just 1 considering the weapon's up. And the taunts are dead. So probably just... He's probably just gonna hero power, to be honest. I don't think he'll do Mana Tide.
Yeah, this is not a really great board for
Yeah,
it.
too risky. Oh, he's gonna Earthshock just for 1 rather than saving it for silence. So he's playing more of the board control rather than the overall game control, rather than silencing the Acolyte of Pain. He's trying to keep control of the board and letting the word kind of draw.
Yeah, and that's kind of why I thought the warrior probably had the advantage here, because in terms of who can keep a better board control, the warrior definitely does that better.
Yeah. It's like Thanos is gonna juice up the crack. Ooh, and he gets a perfect 5. So that statistically he should be able to get that, but he does get lucky enough. Because Crackle would have been, what is it, 4? Yeah, 4 to 7 with the Thanos.
So does a shaman run any weapons in this deck? In a control deck?
Well, we saw Stan the Yeti run the Doomhammer, so it is kind
Yeah,
of
but
one
Stan
of
the
those...
Yeti's weird, so
Okay, so we might see a Doomhammer. We're probably not going to see like a Power Mace. We have seen Power Maces before in Control Shaman, and there's like an anti-kill bot just to get the buff potentially, but we'll have to see if nicktiret goes for the Doomhammer. Tansoku is able to start with a Dr. Boom, and it looks like nicktiret is probably going to answer with his own Dr. Boom.
well, that was a great zombie chow heal.
Yeah. So, Fire Elemental... Oh, okay, looks like Hero Power Fire Elemental, and then kill off the Shield Maiden.
I agree with that. Works. Do you take out the boombot though?
Yes, attacking to face first. Okay, so, I personally would take the boom back, considering you have some trash totems to eat the damage,
Yeah.
but guess not.
So now he has to risk... Because the reason... Well, Azure Drake is very vulnerable to boombots, because straight up 4 damage will just make it seem useless.
Yeah.
So, curious how this is going to play out. Shield Slam?
Shield Slam's good. That's almost one of the biggest minions besides Dr. Boom that's played. And he has the big BGH for the boom anyway, so nice clean Shield Slam. Boombot hopefully gets lucky. Nope, both of them hit face. So face hit for 3 and then face hit for 1. But the weapon's able to clean up the Azure Drake, so all he needed to do was that 1 damage from the actual Boombot. And hit face for 7. Oh, and Hex, awesome. Top deck the
That
Hex.
is a good draw.
Yeah. And then we have to notice that Tansoku has the Harrison Jones, so if the Shaman does run any weapons, that's gonna kind of be devastating, especially if it is a Doomhammer.
So, do you just throw away the... Yeah, I think you do.
Yeah, waste
So you
the
can
second
take out the-
charge.
Take out the Azure Drake properly.
Yeah. Now, okay, so he's not going to throw down the naked Harrison. He doesn't have any good minions, so he just kind of armors up, wastes 3 mana, so... Ooh, double...
Actually,
Double Mana Tide.
I think you do throw down the double mana tide. But I can also agree with not throwing them down if you have no time.
Yeah, the Dr. Boom allows you to bait out a little bit more removal, put more pressure on the board, and then probably the Mana Tide's next turn, just considering you have no other plays, and hopefully they'll be safe. Tansoku has used 3 weapons. We've seen both Fiery War Axe, and this is the first Death Spite we've seen, so...
Oh, the Death Spite is going to do a lot of damage here.
Yeah. Do you think you armor up Shield Slam for 3 and then Weapon Attack for 4? He would take
Well-
a lot of damage, but that would clear it out.
I think you BGH.
Oh, yeah, right.
In BG...
Missed that.
BGH to 7/7, then just attack his face for the 0/2, and then just watch him cry.
Yeah, okay, so the BGH almost guaranteed to go down here. He's already seen 1 Fire Elemental, so those can only be BGH if they have Flame Tongue, so... And this is the... Unless he's running Neptulon, this is the only good target for it. Maybe he disconnected. Wait.
Or maybe he's letting stream catch up.
Okay, yeah.
Or is he going to execute? No, he's not going to execute. Execute would have worked better if the shaman had Neptulon.
Yeah.
Or Nep
So we'll
So.
see if Neptulon can come down. But he might... Okay, so, like we said before, he could go for the double Mana Tide, but the board doesn't kind of favor him. Yeah, he's able to get a Taunt Totem, so hopefully they'll get...
So at least one of them will survive.
Yeah, one of them hopefully will survive at least. Ooh,
Oh,
rock
actually, he has shield slam, so most likely none of them will survive.
Oh yeah, unless, yeah. Do you think? Yeah, shield slam here is probably decent considering you have to execute for anything like a fire elemental.
Hmm.
Now for Tansoku, looks like a naked Harrison Jones is probably going to be the play. Probably with the.
What now?
Do you think
Just realized
the
that-
acolyte?
Acolyte, I agree. Well, no, I don't think he would want to crack on Acolyte because that kind of seems a bit overkill. So,
Speak to me.
Okay, so the acolyte comes down. Looks like he's not going to do the Harrison Jones. He kind of needs the card, so it looks like he's going to save it for a desperate situation. He has nice board control.
Haunted Creeper. Not a really useful card at this moment. Or you could,
It's nice
Haunted
with the
Creeper and
Argist.
yeah, that's a combo. Do you try crackling the 5/5 or the 1/3 or the 4/2?
So crackling the 5/5 would leave it like a, almost like a, what do you say, like a 40% chance of working?
Yeah. Or isn't it 50? 3, 4, and then 5, 6?
Oh, 3, 4. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so it would be a 50% chance, and he gets not lucky. He gets a 3 to roll. So looks like he's
Is he-
gonna rock biter his egg just to get a little extra damage out.
That works. And then you can Haunted Creeper, or whatever Argus.
Oh, he's gonna only
One guy?
and I think he did that just because the acolyte. He doesn't want to get acolyte 2 draws.
Yeah, that's probably the best play.
Yeah. Looks like we'll probably see an Alexstrasza here after trading in his whole board into the Nubian egg, or he might just hold his board and not trade.
Or
it.
he can attack with Acolyte first if he's gonna throw that in and see what he draws.
Okay, yeah,
Draw mechanics first.
yeah.
But he's not gonna do that.
Execute, and then looks like he's going to try to get more draws out of the acolyte by using the execute.
That also works too, because it doesn't seem like the Shaman has many big minions other than like a Dr. Boom and maybe a Neptunion.
Yeah. Ooh, okay, so we have the Hex.
Hex Lightning Storm. That's good.
Looks like he's going to save the Lightning Storm, even though there's not a whole lot of things you can actually do with that against a warrior. And the warrior...
Well, there's
Maybe,
Piloted Shredder.
Yeah, Pilot Shredder's a nice draw. Do you think Grom will come down just as a minion for the Shaman to deal with, considering he just saw a Hex come out?
Hmm. It's tempting, but I think the naked Harrison works.
Yeah, and
Or-
then he has the Whirlwind just to activate the Grom, so he's probably wanting to keep that.
Yeah, he used both Cruel Taskmasters too, didn't he, or just one?
I want to
Is
say
he-
2.
Yeah, because I know he uses Death Bite. I'm not sure if he used 2. I don't remember. I know he used 1 though.
Yeah.
So he's limited on activators.
Flame Tongue Totem's gonna... Okay, so... So I
This
should
is-
trade Harrison Jones, and this is a kind of a brawl.
I would definitely Whirlwind here, because the possibility of Bloodlust coming out and just changing the momentum of the game.
Yeah. Looks like he's gonna attack first and then Whirlwind. That's gonna leave
Right.
the Shaman... Oh, okay, so that's a nice draw. I don't know what else he could
Totem?
have gotten that would have been better. And now that's one off lethal, so looks like he's just gonna go face with the weapon and put the Shaman down to 1.
It's a sad Shaman.
Yeah, and so okay, so can he top deck anything that no, there's no way.
Can he proc his own? No, he can't even proc his own Piloted Shredder for something.
Yeah, so
So-
he has to trade in his board here. Alright, cool. So Tansoku's going to start this series off by winning 1 game with 22 life. Tansoku is up by 1 match in this best of 3. nicktiret is trying to defend his win streak,
Soul shall be
and looks like Tansoku's sticking with the same deck, and nicktiret often switched it up to probably a hand warlock.
Yeah, the hand warlock that we saw him use earlier.
Yeah, and I would say, so Control Warrior versus Hand Warlock is like almost a classic matchup in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
They throw down, both of them throw down huge minions, both of them have huge removal, so it's almost like a card luck draw battle type thing, so
Well, it looks like Warlock got his turn 4 there.
yeah, he's kind of in a good spot, yet the Tansoku's decent start. He has a weapon, he has a few weapons, and he has some card draw with the shield block.
He's going to be trying to search for the executes and shield slams. There's one.
Yeah.
It's going to be a big battle.
Yeah.
With all these big minions.
nicktiret doesn't have a Twilight Drake just yet, but he does have one huge minion to start him out with, and then he can follow that up by a Lotheb. Ooh, wow, Tansoku top decks the big game hunter. Ooh, and he gets the execute, like you mentioned. And he has a shield slam as well, and he's up to 7, so the warrior's able to deal with whatever nicktiret throws out. And he gets a execute activator.
Grotesque.
Wow, alright. So Tansoku has plenty of options here. He's gonna start with the big game hunter, just get a minion rolling.
And then just Sludge Belcher.
Yeah, now does the Sludge Belcher get shield slammed, or will it just be like maybe weapon down?
I definitely prefer not to shield slam it.
Yeah, I think if he trades here, he's probably just gonna go with the weapon.
Or the Cruel Task.
Oh, okay, that'd be interesting.
Because it cleanly hits it with 1 damage rather than a weapon that loses like 2 damage potential.
Yeah. And then the minion is developed to actually challenge the next guy, but it looks like the weapon, instead of armoring up, he's just going to develop the weapon to protect his guy as much as possible. And that's smart considering nicktiret does have a death coil, or a mortal coil.
Mm-hmm.
Now the Sludge Belcher's probably not the best to throw down again considering what's on board will challenge it, but he does go for it. He doesn't have a whole lot of other options. The Lotheb probably would have been the next closest yet.
It's gonna be because the handlock is gonna start drawing into cards that are useless, like Shadow Flame and Hellfire. So, because they don't really work against a Control Warrior that has a bunch of big minions and counters.
Yeah.
So I kind of would have wanted to save on the Sludge Belcher play there, use it as a protection for something else.
Okay.
But at this point, it's just gonna be awkward for the handlock.
Yeah. He's probably gonna. Dr. Boom is probably gonna go down next turn, and then after that, he may start tapping to try to find his next mountain, or at least a Twilight Drake here soon. And then for Tansoku, he does. This turn at least is probably an easy clear on the Sludge Belcher. He might develop the Acolyte Pain, just considering it trades well with the board. Oh, he's gonna go with the Shield Slam, alright.
I guess that's fine too.
Yeah,
That way we can properly deal with the slime.
yeah, okay.
That was an error.
So Tansoku didn't attack into anything, so he's thinking they didn't air, but we
Yeah.
could see it as a possible benefit considering his
Well,
Acolyte
now it's just
Pain.
awkward when he uses Death to Bite because he probably will use it next turn. Well, let's see here.
Well, I would think he'd just do Dr. Broom rather than Death Spite.
Yeah, that's true. But then how do you? Well, he didn't get his. Is that an owl?
Yeah, the owl is on the far right.
So would you want to use that here?
Oh, that's good. Yeah, the owl, and then maybe just the weapon trade rather than throwing in
Yeah.
your Acolyte of Pain. He does have another Shield Slam if he wants to, but the owl is probably the most efficient.
Whatever works.
Yeah, and then so for nicktiret, Dr. Boom is probably the best answer. It trades pretty well with the board, but it allows the Acolyte of Pain to actually draw several cards if he does the Dr. Boom. But he could just owl the guy down, but he couldn't do both in one turn, so he's going to have to either choose to silence or throw down the Dr. Boom.
So he's going for the weapon, like I thought.
Yeah. He probably realizes that he has like plenty of mana, and Harrison Jones has been seen in handlocked, but it's not necessarily like a staple card.
Yeah,
So he
I
feels
doubt
safe.
he runs it at all.
Yeah, he generally feels safe putting it up with 2 durability.
So if he does go with the owl, what does he follow up with? A Loatheb?
Yeah, that's kind of what he seems to be hovering over.
Or you could do Ancient Watcher into Argus, but I'd rather save that for the Giants.
Yeah.
Well, not really, because the Giants don't really work against another control. They work better against a bunch of minions.
Yeah. So the Watcher and Argus could be pretty strong, and then that would beat out probably a really heavy removal. Looks like that we're gonna see.
Mr. Owl comes down. Yep. And then
Okay.
Mr. Argus comes down.
Yeah, and that's probably gonna get shield slammed. It could be executed potentially,
I have no time for games.
or just be left there. Maybe Tensoku doesn't really stress dealing with the Watcher just yet. Yeah, he doesn't really worry about it.
I would have preferred running my face into the owl.
And keeping
That
your own
way.
owl alive? Okay.
Yeah. Well, then again, that plays around Mortal Coil,
Oh yeah, that's
so
true.
that's fine.
Yeah, we've seen one Mortal Coil, so it'd be kind of rare to see the second, but, you know, you always have to play those odds.
Actually, I don't think, because I've been playing Handlock recently too, and I don't think they actually run, I don't at least, run 2 Mortal Coils, because it kind of substitute for other cards.
Okay. So just having the one Mortal Coil. So we'll probably not see the second one, but could be
Again,
a
it's a possibility he could. So, anti-Killbot here.
It looks like he doesn't want to throw down the Dr. Boom. I'm guessing that he doesn't do it just because of Brawl.
I actually would have saved the anti-Killbot against the Control Warrior, because I know he's gonna... Well, actually, do you Alexstrasza Warlock? Now you do, after he did that.
Yeah.
But before that, I don't think you would have.
Okay, so the boom comes down for Tansoku, and that... We have a Hellfire, we have Dark Bomb. That can do a decent clear, but we have nothing like the BGH. We have no Siphon Soul. So nicktiret is going to have kind of a funky way to deal with this.
Double Hellfire. So throw
Yeah.
your 2-3 into the Dr. Boom and just YOLO fire everything. That's gonna be painful for the handlock. I think you can actually play Molten Giant off of that. If you... because of the boom bots.
Oh, yep. It's gonna... Yeah, perfect. Nice. And if he does develop that... Now, Grom is lethal if it's top deck tier. And nicktiret kind of realizes that, but we have no Grom in sight, so he's safe. Yeah, we're...
So, shield block.
Okay.
Attack his face
And
with the
then-
death bite and then execute.
Yeah,
Oh,
let's-
and then you get an Acolyte.
Oh, yeah,
so
that'd be
it works
really
even
nice.
better.
He's gonna get a nice card draw. Okay. So we've seen both shield slams. I think this is the first execute we've seen. And then as far as threats from nicktiret, he still has one Molten, one Mountain, and one Twilight, correct? Does that sound about right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, did he... No, he did throw down Twilight, like, turn 4.
Yeah, the
so.
Twilight was silenced.
So I'm confused. Well, not confused. I guess you don't really want to worry about the Molten Giant right now. That's probably why, because you want to see him buff it up a bit.
I would think that that was almost a mistake, considering
Yeah.
if you leave a Molten Giant down, it was used with exact mana. Now, you know that he'll have enough mana to buff it up, and yet he's not going to just buff it up alone, he's going to buff up something else, so... Now we
And you
kinda...
can't execute it properly either,
Yeah, you can't...
because you have to run your face into something.
So he's probably. Oh, whoa! He gets a patient assassin. that's
That doesn't help him at all because of his death bite.
Oh, you're right. Oh my god.
So
I
now
thought,
he has to either skip a turn or
wow, and if he skips this turn, he's gonna take.
he could just execute and wait it out.
Yeah. Looks like that's what he's
Sledge.
gonna go for.
I don't think you would Sledge Belcher though. Because if you do and then attack the Sylvanas with your patient, you're definitely going to lose your Sledge Belcher.
Yeah. So looks like he's just gonna eat the 8 damage. Not a big deal. Should be fine. Okay, so Mountain Giant finally. So nicktiret able to develop the board. And I would say that nicktiret is almost in a really good spot here. He has threats on board, he has threats in hand, and
He has heal too.
Yeah, he has. And nicktiret is just running out of stuff to answer with. We're probably
This is
gonna.
actually,
We have another execute, but
he does have draw, Tensoku does, but I don't think it's going to help him much here. He taps.
Shields up.
okay, so he's gonna. He doesn't want his Mountain Giant to die to the Patient Assassin. He's gonna let the Sylvanas die to that. And
Armor Smith.
okay,
So that actually works with Acolyte of Pain into Armor Smith into Deathbite, getting a bunch of armor and a card.
yeah, and then you can even protect the Armor Smith with a Sludge Belcher if you don't top deck anything like execute.
Which is we're hoping he does
Yeah,
for his sake.
yeah, exactly.
Or what else could he get? That's really much it.
He's already used
another
big game.
BGH.
Yeah, if he runs 2 of them, possibly, but I highly doubt it. He has to. Yeah, he has like.
Brawl either.
Oh no, yeah, that's another good one. That'd be a nice top deck, especially considering he would already get 1 draw out of his Acolyte.
I wonder.
He's trying to decide if he wants to get the extra armor from the Armor Smith on this one.
I think you do.
I think you do too, and considering it could potentially just be protected by the Sludge Belcher.
Yeah, I think you would have wanted to Sludge Belcher and Armor Smith so you can get that extra 2 mana.
Yeah.
Armor Smith.
Well, maybe he's trying to keep it at 4 life, just considering the Dark Bomb, but you probably are happy if your Armor Smith does get Dark Bombed, considering it's not even that valuable. And but all right,
The whole purpose of it is to just get you armor, so
yeah.
Shadow Flame is most likely going to come down here.
All right, so how does he Shadow Flame? It looks like he's gonna Shadow Flame his Defender, considering everything will be pretty low life.
Whoa. He's
Yeah.
off my Shadow Flame.
He's gonna keep it. Now that's gonna allow the Acolyte. Oh no, never mind. He's just gonna kill the Acolyte.
I kind of disagree with that play because that was kind of the best board you could Shadow Flame.
Yeah, I mean Warriors. 3 minions on board is pretty much the max for Warriors.
Especially when they have like minimal cards in their hands.
Yeah,
So now at least you can like hopefully get not Armor Smith, Shield Maiden and a Pilot Shredder to Shadow Flame.
yeah.
Neither of them are, or only one of them is coming out.
Okay, so as far as Giants left, I think we have 1 more Molten. We have the Twilight Drake in the hand, so Tensoku's doing decent to kill threats. He is able to hold board control here. Oh, and Big Game Hunter. That's okay. We haven't seen anything.
That's good for the Ragnaros.
Yeah, if he's running it, but yeah, we haven't seen anything.
Ragnaros, Barongeddon.
big.
Did he use his Dr. Boom yet? The Warrior?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, both of them had it in hand at like turn 7, and we were just mentioning on when
Right.
they should play it. So yeah, he's used it.
It's been a long game.
Yeah. Classic Warrior versus Hand Warlock. Now Tansoku looks like he's probably just gonna attack the anti-killbot, eat some face damage. Maybe his Shield Maiden will absorb something, and then
And then
he might
And
just
then
have
what?
to leave his. Yeah, there's no.
you you can cruel Taskmaster the what's it called, the Doctor Boom, and then run your thing into it after it has like 5 health. After that,
Yeah, so you could Cruel Taskmaster the Shield Maiden and then run it into the Dr. Boom. Is that what you meant?
well, either way works. Because if you cruel Taskmaster the 7/6,
Oh,
it'll
yeah,
become
yeah.
5
That's-
HP.
That's true.
So.
Yeah, so yeah, either way works. He just needs the extra 2 damage or the extra 1 attack. It looks like he's gonna forgo that and just put face pressure down with the Shield Maiden, or he's debating it. Now the Warlock does have 6 cards left and 4 in hand.
Well, now you can just attack his face with Doctor. Oh no, he's attacking it. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I think that's smart. I think he needs to play this a little bit safer.
Zombie Chow. That's a dead card.
Yeah, probably not gonna be played. Well,
That's actually interesting that he's running that in handlock in the first place.
yeah. I think it could be played. I don't think you're worried too much about your opponent's health. So it could be played here soon. Alex Straza, I think you might just defensively Alex Straza right here.
No, yeah, I agree with that. Because the way the game looks like it's leaning towards fatiguing.
Yeah.
So,
And I think the Warrior would probably, well, depending on the cards, depending on the matchup, the Warrior's probably going to win the fatigue matchup, just considering the hand Warlock will tap several times. And But,
I'm wondering if the Warlock is even running Jiraxis too.
yeah, we haven't seen it yet. That's something that some people just forgo, just considering the 15 life is kind of scary. And oh, disconnected again, boys. Hold on, we'll be right back. We're not, no commercial break. Just hang on real tight.
Picnic.
Yeah, picnic.
Picnic.
Boys, look who it is!
Nicktiret versus Tansoku.
I got the beast in my sight.
Ancient Watcher. Big game. Came down on
Yeah.
Alex Straza most likely.
Oh, and he gets a Grom.
Gamache.
Okay, that Grom can.
No activators though.
Well played.
Wait, is that GG?
Yeah. He...
Oh wow.
Oh, nice. Okay. Cool. So Tansoku was able to take that with 11 life.